Hello, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk about what might be the greatest season of anime that I have ever watched. Now, I understand that I am years at this point late to the party with this. I've heard lots of things about this show, lots of stuff because there already is a season 2, but I have just finished season 1 of Vinland Saga. And I always heard while starting to watch anime and everything, because I didn't watch it a lot in my high school years, stuff like that. I really started watching in university, and there's been a lot to catch up on basically. But Vinland Saga was a show that all I heard over and over again is this might be one of the greatest anime ever. It's really goddamn good, right? And it seemed like everyone was on that same kind of page. Last year, I think it is now, or over a year and a half ago at this point, season 2 for Vinland Saga came out. I haven't watched any of it. All I remember really hearing is that it seemed very divisive. It was pretty much half the people were upset that it wasn't action-packed like the first season, and the other half was, if you actually stop and watch it, it's also amazing. It feels like there's not a lot middle ground with this. So I'm excited to watch that, but I literally just finished the first season. I honestly don't think season 2 could surpass it. I don't know if people haven't watched season 1 of Vinland Saga, from start to finish in a while, but it really doesn't miss. Sorry, I know I should say this because people haven't watched Vinland Saga, like myself. There is going to be spoilers for season 1 of Vinland Saga in this video. If you don't want to have it spoiled for you, I apologize. I'm not going to have any clips or anything, but I'm going to talk about it, so I apologize. But first, talking about the story, it is crazy how much they all the progression of so many different arcs, even the large character development to the side characters, the overall arcing story with a lot of the side arcing story, it all fit perfectly together in one season. And I understand that technically it's a longer season because they had 2-part 12. The first 12 is part 1, second half is part 2 kind of thing. I don't know if when it was coming out, if it was something they just had a week off, because I know a lot anime have done that before, or if it was a decent break. I'm not sure, but it's all season 1. I know that for sure. And the story was so good. The overall arching story starts off, main character, Thorfinn, is a child. He absolutely loves his dad. His dad's an absolute badass, but has decided he doesn't want to fight. He knows what it is to be a true warrior, I'll say that. This guy gets paid, kills him. Boom. He loses his mind, basically, swears revenge, and then makes it his entire life goal to kill this other guy. And that's essentially the overarching story with the main character for the whole first season. And it's crazy how at the end of it, it really puts into perspective that okay, what happens after? What do you plan after this? You're making your whole life this, and chances are it's not going to take your whole life to do it. What are you going to do after? Because you've let it consume Thorfinn has let this consume him throughout years and years and years. Basically forgets who he is, forgets everyone around him, and is just literally consumed with this. Couldn't care about anything around him throughout this whole season. It's literally just, I have to kill Askeladd, who I will say probably biggest badass character in Vinland Saga is Askeladd. Obviously at the start and everything, seems like a dick, all this. You do learn that he is really, really smart. He's stuck around. He understands a lot. It's because he's smart. He knows what he's doing. He schemes and everything. He doesn't really give a shit about honor and stuff as much as other people, right? And then all of a sudden it decides, you know what? Let's add a slight mystery to his background, and then let's just develop him into this fucking powerhouse of a character. Realistically, he ends up helping another character, the prince, basically win the throne, And part of another thing that I really loved about season 1 of Vinland Saga is like the beginning part is a lot of world building, showing you how the world works, stuff like that, why there's war, showing alliances, a lot. It's just a lot of building with the overarching story of Thorfinn wants to kill Askeladd. And then once it kind of builds everything like around, like builds the world, I'll say, it instantly turns into like this political powerhouse. I won't say it's like politically powerhouse like Game of Thrones or something, because it's not like that much like it's not that much geared to political, maneuvering, but there is a lot in the second half, and they do it super, super well. At least I was enthralled by it all. They made it intense. There's action and shock moments throughout it, which it was great. I loved all, even the slow moments where it's just characters talking and you can tell they're like just verbally, sparring with each other. And the characters have inner monologues of knowing they're sparring with each other. Mostly Askeladd, he's trying to figure out how to, basically achieve everything that he wants to achieve to help himself. Which, to be fair, it makes sense. Turns out he hates, the Vikings because he's not fully Viking. It blew my mind, the finale of season 1. I'm just gonna, huge spoiler. He ends up killing the king, and he does it in a way that makes it look like it's in pure madness, fit of rage, where it literally protects all the interests that he had, but he had to sacrifice his life for it. He was given an option, A or B, and he said, you know what? I'm going to force decision C. Kills the king, makes it look like he's acting alone and went crazy, and the king, pissed him off to do it. It wasn't that the prince made him kill him. And then he lets the prince kill him to show how strong the prince is, to then take over, leading to why Askeladd did this. Overall, though, the finale was perfect, honestly. And it's crazy because, like, Thorfinn didn't have a lot to do with, building around what would happen in the finale. He had his own story going on at the end as well, which was very compelling as well, while this other political kind of maneuvering is happening. So it was awesome. I don't know. I loved both. It was great. There was never really moments or scenes in the show that it was like, okay, I'm watching, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to get back to like this story. Like that just seemed like it never happened. All the characters too. So many of them are so compelling, and you just want to see more of like basically all of them. I think that's all the main story parts I want to really go over and spoil, because honestly, 100%, I know I spoiled a lot. There is other parts that I'm not spoiling, and like the whole season as a whole, like it builds so well. There's so much good. There's so much goodness in here. Definitely go watch Vinland Saga, even if you sat here and listened to me spoil like the big finale surprise. Even if you watch it, you're gonna be like, holy shit. Now, quickly, just talking about the animation, I thought the animation was pretty good. What year did Vinland Saga? Vinland Saga is like years old at this point, and it honestly looks like it could stand up with like a lot of current anime, like the highly regarded anime. It's not flashy. It's not, overdone or like flashy, I guess. It's very like grounded, down to earth, but really well. The environment, the people, the swords, the fights, so much of it seems very well made. As well, the music for this show, chef's kiss, honestly. Like, it fits so perfectly. Every single time you hear like the certain notes start hitting as it's a sad moment or like a serious moment, stuff like that. It's so good. And realistically, like, that's all I'm wanting from an anime is like story that's compelling. Number 1. Absolutely. Number 2, if it looks like shit, obviously it's going to pull me out a little bit. it's pretty hard if a story is really good to look bad enough to make me not care about it. Vinland Saga is the opposite. It looks so good that I'm watching all of it basically, you know. And the music literally wraps it up. It all fits perfectly. I freaking love Vinland Saga season 1. I don't know how season 2 is gonna go, so please comment your thoughts on season 2 before I've even watched it, because why not? Also comment your thoughts on season 1 if you've seen it, and if you'd have Vinland Saga like higher up in your like tier of anime favorites. It's definitely bumped up there on mine through season 1. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood will, I don't know if that will ever be touched. That anime is like damn near fucking perfect in my eyes. But yeah, I just finished Vinland Saga 1. I think it honestly could be like the perfect one season of anime because it worked so good. Every part of it was so goddamn good. If the show ended there, it would like kind of suck because some major storylines aren't resolved, but at the same time it could like have a, you know, have a meaning behind that, you know, and it would make sense in a way. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Go watch Vinland Saga if you have not. You will not regret it. I promise you that. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, I might put a link to my Twitch in the description of this video. Please go and consider following me on Twitch. I have not streamed in years, and I don't even remember when I did last. But I feel like I'm kind of gearing up to trying it because I know people have commented it asking if I have streamed before and stuff. So maybe I'll dabble into that, but we'll see. I don't know. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.